Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be one that is very requested, and I've seen so many comments and DMs and like just a lot of people have been asking to see this video, but I was gonna make it anyways even if people didn't ask me to do it because I've been wanting to do this for like years and years and years. So today's video is basically going to be telling you all of the schools that I applied to, all the schools I got into, like got rejected to, got deferred from, stuff like that. I'm going to have a completely separate video of me telling you guys my college stats, like SAT, ACT, GPA, like stuff like that. That's going to be a completely separate video, and I'm going to do that sometime in the near future. But today I'm just going to be telling you all the schools I applied to and the ones that I got rejected from, which included my dream school. I applied to a total of 10 schools, which I think is like an average amount to apply to. Like I've heard some people apply to like 15, but I've heard some people apply to like 3. So I don't know, it's kind of in the middle. But yeah, I applied to 10. I wanted to have a lot of safe schools and a lot of options and like things to fall back on in case I didn't get accepted into like my first few choices. So the schools that I applied to 4 in Florida, 3 in California, 2 in New York, and 1 in Alabama. When you're applying to colleges, there's 3 things that you should think about. There's like safe schools, target schools, and then reach schools. So a safe school is a school that you feel like you're guaranteed to get in there, and you definitely will. It's like a backup option. It's like a backup plan to your first choice school, something like that. So it's a school that you go above and beyond the expectations for, and you have a higher GPA than what they want or a higher score than what they want, something like that, that you basically are guaranteed admission into that school. The second thing is a target school, and this is the one that you feel like you are targeted to get to based on your GPA scores, stuff like that, all your different stats. So you meet the requirements and you're like right there, you're in the average of what you should be doing. This is almost a safe school, as if you are guaranteed to get into it, but it's not as safe as a safe school. I don't know if that makes sense. It's basically the schools that you feel like you will get into. And then a reach school is a school that maybe you're a little bit low on all the requirements and you're definitely not guaranteed to get in there. You might not get in there, but you might if they're, I don't know, if you have something that makes you stand out, but it is a reach for you to get in there based on your stats. So my safe schools were the University of Alabama, the University of Central Florida, and the University of Tampa. And then my target schools were University of Florida, Florida State University, Loyola Marymount University, and Syracuse University. And then my reach schools were the University of California, Los Angeles, the University of California, Santa Barbara, and New York University. Those were all the schools I applied to. I just named them. And I'm going to tell you now which ones I got accepted to and which ones I got rejected and deferred from. I was accepted into the University of Alabama, Florida State University, University of Tampa, University of Central Florida, and the University of Florida. I was straight up rejected from New York University, Syracuse University, UCLA, and UC Santa Barbara. At first, I was deferred from Loyola Marymount University, but then that later turned into me getting rejected from them. So I'm gonna go through and kind of explain each one and tell you about them and why I got rejected and stuff like that, or accepted. The University of Alabama, I knew was a safe school. I was accepted within 2 days of applying there. They have rolling admission, which means there's no one decision date. They just kind of let you know their decision about you as they come up with it. I was notified 2 days after I applied that I got in, which was the first decision that I got back for college. So University of Alabama was the first college that I heard back from and the first college that I got accepted from. Then University of Tampa, this was something that I was not expecting to apply to. I had toured it and I really loved the campus, but it's a private school and I wasn't sure how I was feeling about private schools. I did apply to a few private schools, but this was one that I knew I was gonna get into. I think I had like a 99% chance of getting in there, and I just wanted another safe option just in case nothing else worked out. But that was one that I was once again not expecting to apply to, but I did. And they had rolling admission as well. I found out a few weeks after I applied that I got in. The University of Central Florida does have rolling admission as well. I found out a little bit later that I got into this one. I think I found out in maybe January that I got into UCF. But I applied in like October, and usually it takes like 2 to 3 weeks to find out from them, but I guess they were just really behind this year or something. So it did take me quite a bit to hear back from them, even though they were rolling admission, but I did get accepted to UCF. Next, for my target schools, I got into Florida State University, which is, if you watched my college decision video, that is where I'm attending. I got into there. That was a target school for me. I did meet all of their requirements, kind of like right at where they wanted me to be. Then University of Florida was another target school. This was like borderline target and reach. Like, I could have been accepted, I could have been denied. Like, it was totally up for discussion, but I did end up getting in to University of Florida, which I was honestly kind of surprised about. Like, when I applied, I thought it would be a target school for me, and then the closer it got to decision day, I was like, maybe I won't get in. But this decision day for UF was the week after FSU, so I had already found out that I got into FSU and already like decided that's where I was going. And then UF came out a week later, so I wasn't as nervous. I did apply once again just for another option, and I was genuinely curious to see if I would get into UF, because it's such a hard school to get into, but it's also like a lottery. Like, it's not a lot. They tell you it's not a lottery system, but like, you'll meet someone that has like a 5.0 GPA, and then someone has like a 3.7 GPA, and the 3.7 will get in, but the 5.0 person won't get in. Obviously, there's other factors that they look at, but like, it's such an odd, they have such an odd system of choosing the people, so you kind of never know and can never expect what's gonna happen with your application. So that's why I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in, but I did end up getting in to UF. The other two target schools for me were Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles and then Syracuse University in New York. And I did get rejected from both of those, which I was very surprised about both of them. Syracuse is considered an interest-based school. So basically, if you show a lot of interest in them, you get in, or you have a better chance of getting in. So I tried everything that I could to show that I was interested. I like was following them on Instagram, and I emailed. I did this to all of my colleges, but I emailed the rep person for like the South Florida region, which is where I live, and like said, like just kind of introduced myself, like, hi, I'm Emmaromano. I am an applicant for the fall 2019 like admissions process, blah 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 blah. But I was still rejected from them. I think a big reason that I was rejected is because I applied to the Newhouse School of Communications, and that's a very 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 competitive school. Not that I'm like making excuses for why I didn't get in, because it is a very hard school to get into, and I probably wouldn't have ended up going there anyways, because it's a private school and it's the most expensive school that I applied to, and I just don't want to take out student loans and stuff like that. But yeah, I did get rejected from them. I think it's because I applied to such a competitive school, but I'm not sure. Obviously, I didn't like ask them. But the other target school for me was LMU, which is the one that I got deferred and then rejected from. This I'm like was slightly above all of the stats and stuff like that, so I don't really know why I got rejected. I'm sure it was because of my essays. We had to write like 7 essays for the application for LMU, and I just, maybe they weren't up to par with what they were expecting. I was definitely expecting to get in. I also applied to the film school at LMU, which is in the top 5 film schools in the nation, so that could be it too, because it's such a competitive, once again, program, but I don't really know. As for my reach schools, I got rejected from all 3 of them, which was kind of expected, but my dream school was on this list of things that I got rejected from. So UCLA was my dream school, and this was one that I really thought, like, if I got in, I was going to go there, because I love California, I love Los Angeles, and just everything that I wanted to do. Everything that I wanted in a school UCLA had. I spent the summer at UCLA this past summer doing a 2-week film program there. I made the absolute best friends. I had a blast just like touring campus, and I fell in love with the campus when I was there. It was just so amazing. I got to stay in a dorm for 2 weeks, and it was like, I absolutely loved this place. And even before I did the program at UCLA, it had been my dream school for probably 3 years now, like since my sophomore year, so I guess 2 or 3 years. It's been my dream school. And even though it was a reach school and I didn't reach all their stats, I thought maybe because I spent the summer at UCLA, I would have a bigger advantage, especially since the program was through UCLA and not through like another thing, like another third-party vendor or whatever. But either way I didn't get in, and there's really no excuses for that. Like, I knew that I was going to get rejected from them, but I thought maybe there was like a 0.2% chance that I would get in and end up going there. I think if I did get in there, I definitely would go there. It's definitely expensive, but it's like, it has everything that I wanted out of school, but it is what it is. I'm so happy with my decision of going to Florida State University. The other school that I got rejected from that was a reach school was UC Santa Barbara, which was another one that was kind of like borderline target, borderline reach. I thought that I was going to be able to get into this one. My uncle goes to this one, so I thought, like, I think they look at you a little bit, like, that's like terrible, but I think they'll look at you a little bit better if you have like a relative that goes there or something. But I met all of their requirements pretty well, but I put it as a reach school because it is a UC school, which is like almost impossible to get into. I feel like, especially as an out-of-state student, it's so hard. But I applied to their communication school because they don't have a film school. Yeah, I did get rejected for them, which was kind of surprising to see. I thought maybe I'd at least be like waitlisted or something, but I was straight up rejected, and I was not happy about it, but it is what it is. And then NYU was another school that I was just like, let's just apply to NYU to see if I get in. I would have loved to go there. I would love to be in New York, but too expensive once again. Also, it's a private school. Wasn't sure how I was feeling about that, and I just knew I was gonna get rejected for them. I also applied to the Stern Business School, which is very hard to get into, and that is not an excuse for me of like making it excuses of why I didn't get in there, because I just, even if I applied to like the easiest major to get into, I would have been rejected because it's NYU. Like, it's NYU. Like, I wasn't gonna get in, but I just kind of applied just to apply. But yeah, I did get rejected from NYU. So those are all the schools that I got rejected, accepted, all that fun stuff from, and my dream school was on that list, but I did end up choosing a school that I'm so beyond happy with. I'm so excited to go there. I'm gonna do a video next week of why I chose Florida State University. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.